Yo, what up, guys? Myron Gaines here, my boy, Mr. Locario. Today, we're going to talk about running game in New York City, being more attractive, your strategies, everything like that. Let's get into it, baby. Yo, Locario, what is up, dude? How you doing, man?
I'm chilling. What's going on, bro?
Good, man. Good. This has been a long time coming, bro. Like, I was right before we got on there. Let me tell you guys something, man. If there's one guest I get asked the most to bring on and to do a topic on, it is Mr. Locario and running game in New York City, bro. By far, like at least once per week, someone DMs me, emails me, and says, "Hey, when are you gonna do that show with Mr. Locario? Talk about New York. It's crazy out here, bro. We're trying to get some action. The beer bug is messing us all up. Like they're just like, bro, come on, man. So like just itching, like, come on, man, please.
Right. Now that's what's up, man. We got to get it in with this heavy game, especially about New York City, man. New York City is you know what they say? If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. It's that type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Man, and so this was a long time coming. Obviously, people see me and you do. I mean, I do a collab with you. You probably the most, man. We're at least two, 3 times a week.
Right.
Like, yo, where's the show? So I was like, oh, I got to bring my man Locario on. And so, real quick, I know you guys are probably wondering before we get into it, how me and Locario met. So I've been watching Locario for a while, honestly. He was one of the first coaches that I started watching because Locario's been on YouTube forever, man. He's an OG
for a minute.
And I remember I called into the show one time. And it was you and Miles. And Miles was like, you know, dude, as usual. It was hilarious. And I had to come in and say something about the caller before. You guys like, hey, man, you got some heavy game. And you guys, we had already kind of like talked before. So hey, we'll have you on the show. And Locario took a chance. He brought me on the show. I could have been a simp. But end up working out to a great relationship, man. I was able to introduce Locario to Donovan, to John from Modern Life Dating, and a couple of the other guys on the team, and it's just been great, man. John from Bulldog, so it's worked out for everybody, and I'm happy to be friends with the guy. I met him in Fort Lauderdale about a month ago.
That's what's up. Yeah, he came down. Myron came down. We was just kicking it. That's what's up.
And I got him his favorite bottle of liquor, and I gave him a shirt, which I still haven't seen you wear, man. I hope you didn't.
Oh yeah. Now I wore it on the way home, and I was coming back to New York and shit. So
nice, man, nice. So obviously, man, we're gonna get right into it for you guys. I mean, Locario, for the people that haven't been on YouTube, looking at the dating stuff on dating content on YouTube, which you're there with, like been on for more than longer than these guys. Yeah. Can you just give them a quick background on who you are for people that have been living under a rock?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, I'm a dating and life coach. I coach men and I coach women on dating and relationships, helping people get exactly what they want out the dating game. And so I've been on YouTube coaching since 2008. You know what I'm saying? So it's been like 12 years, something like that, if my math is not wrong or whatever. But yeah, so I've been putting videos out since when we had like the standard definition videos, like back in the day, you know what I'm saying? On the old school shit, you know what I'm saying? And so, and it was funny back in the day, YouTube, for some reason, it seemed more, it was more strict for some reason back in the day. Cause I was getting my channels taken down like crazy. So I got like maybe 12 to 15 channels taken down in the past, years when I was doing this shit, you know what I'm saying? And so like combined, I probably got like at least from the time I started, YouTube up until now, I got probably at least like 60, probably 70 million views combined from all the channels that I've been doing. So yeah, so I've been doing it for a minute, man. Just out here, letting people know what it is, man. So that's what it is.
And people think too that Locario's been on forever. He only has 40K subs, and it's like, nah, bro. Like he's had a bunch of channels get taken.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I had this one other channel that had right now I have over 3,500 videos on my channel. The channel before that I had like 2,000 videos. The channel before that was like 1,500. So in all, I had all these videos, all these subs, and I just had to keep doing it over and over again. So it was like I just kept having to build it back and back over and over again. So it's been like a lot of shit. And also the thing with YouTube is people you can't really look at just views and subs and all that other stuff, because one, some of that stuff is fake because you can buy views and subs nowadays. So that's not really a thing, you know what I'm saying? But the most important thing is the engagement of the user and the YouTuber. So you might have a person who has like, 100, 200,000 subs, and he has a lot of people watching, or she has a lot of people watching, but the quality of people that's watching, they're goofy, and then the YouTuber's goofy. So it's goofy watching goofy. That's all it is. You understand what I'm saying? And on top of that, it's, what I'm saying, as a YouTuber, if you're a YouTuber trying to make a name for yourself and make some money and do some of that type of stuff, you got to make sure that the audience is people who are going to support, because it's better to be a person with 1,000 subscribers and you got 1,000 diehard subscribers versus a person who has 10,000, 100,000 subscribers, but it's just people sort of just like in and out. They don't really care. They just kind of, it's just whatever. And so that's not going to really sustain you over time. You want to have stability over time with this. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, watch time definitely too as well, man. Yo, you honestly, bro, like you would have probably easily would have had 1 million subs by now if like
exactly
easily over 1 million subs. Because dude, I remember seeing your stuff back in, like, you said you've been in the game since 2008. So like, dude, I was in high school still.
Right, and back then they had a lot of, because like back then
I could hear a little bit of reverb, a little bit on your end. You might have a 10. Yeah.
Should I put like headphones in or something like that? Maybe
if you got them, but
let me try to do that.
I think it's good now. Yeah, I can't hear myself now.
Okay, is it good now?
Yeah, we good now. Yeah,
are we good now? Okay, cool.
But yeah, you definitely have a couple mil by now, bro.
Right. No, and I was saying back in the day, there was a lot of other websites besides YouTube it wasn't as popping as YouTube, but it was near there. But a lot of them just like they fell by the wayside. So there was another website that was called I think it was called Guys Teach Girls or Girls Teach Guys, something like that. But it was a website like YouTube, but it was specifically about game, like dating, relationships, all that. So people will upload stuff. So I will upload stuff on that site, and I'll be getting like 10, 15, 20,000 hits on that site, each video. You know what I'm saying? So there's not a lot of stuff like that out no more. So everything got kind of crushed by YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
The game has changed, bro. Like the only other service I know that even does this is like BitChute, but like, typically only angry MGTOWs go over there because there's let me say some wild stuff. We're gonna take over America, hate women, all this crazy, wild, reckless stuff. Like, yeah, okay, bro. You stay over there, man. Mm-hmm. Not trying to get looked at by the feds, man. So these are wild, bro. Okay. So I guess, can you tell us a little bit about your background? Obviously, you're from New York City. You grew up in Brooklyn. Can you tell us like, what that was like and what got you into the coaching? Yeah.
So, I mean, I grew up in Brooklyn all my life. I'm born and raised, you know what I'm saying, Flatbush. Then I moved over to Williamsburg and the Bed-Stuy I'm in right now. And so, growing up in Brooklyn was cool, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, back in the day, shit was kind of scary. Right now, it ain't really nothing. Back in the day, it was like you had to go, when you go home, you got to call your boy and make sure you got home. Like, you'd be like, look, I'm still alive, motherfucker. Like, just letting you know I didn't die on my way home. It was that crazy back then.
I'll tell you this too, dude. I was born and raised in Brooklyn from 1990 to 1999. I was there as a kid. And my dad was a cab driver in New York, and dude got robbed. And we lived in Brooklyn, and my dad got robbed multiple times, got ran over. Like, New York City was no joke in the 90s, man, at all. Like,
New York City, bro, is like, I remember because my grandmother used to live in Brownsville. Now, anybody who knows about Brownsville in East New York, I used to go to school in East New York. So it was like, you gotta watch it back. You gotta be on the P's and Q's. You understand what I'm saying? Like. So I was in the hood. You understand? And so even now, till this day, it's like instilled in me. When I'm out, my head is always on a swivel. It's just like, it's just been conditioned into me based off the environment. So like, I've been in situations where, I was actually I was bringing a chick home once. This is when I was living in Bed-Stuy with my pops. This is like years ago. And this chick came to come see me. And I walked to the train station to pick her up. As I'm walking to the train station, and it wasn't even that late. It was probably like 9 o'clock at night. I walk into the train station. I see these 7 dudes at the corner, and I walk past them, and they just looked at me. I looked at them, and I kept walking. And mind you, I had like 2 gold chains on. I had this bright ass red jacket, a nice watch. I was looking nice.
At that point, already, hold on.
It was at this moment he fucked up.
Exactly. So I walked back from the train station with the girl, and as I walked back, we passed those guys again. And then I was about to turn a corner, and my spidey sense, it was like I knew at that moment I was about to get robbed. I was like, I feel these dudes in the back of me. As soon as I turned the corner, I had some dude like, yo, yo, yo. And then I turn around, and it's 7 dudes, and one of them showed me the gun. They didn't even point it at me. They just showed it to me. I'm like, you showed me that. And so the girl, you know, she was just like, what the fuck? She's just standing there. So then they start going in my pockets, going in her pockets, taking stuff, whatever. And so we basically got robbed, you know, and this is like me just trying to make something happen with this girl. So now I was trying to take this girl home to smash, and now the mood is all fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Because we just got robbed. And we still did it though. We still smashed, but it was like, you know, it took us a while to shake that off. But it you know, that's how it was back in the day. Now it's still crazy in certain situations. You still don't want to, you know what I mean? But it's way better now in New York. It's not as crazy as it used to be.
Yeah, Giuliani came in and cleaned it up, bro.
Way better.
He definitely, he came in. For people that don't know, Giuliani was the mayor. Was he the mayor of New York? Yeah, he was the new mayor of New York.
I think Giuliani was in the 90s. He's a racist ass motherfucker.
He came in, bro, and he just cleaned up New York City. For those that don't know, Rudy Giuliani used to be a federal prosecutor, and he basically was real strict on crime. He was one of the first guys to actually create the RICO laws, racketeering laws. So to take down the mafia in the 70s. So when he came in and became a mayor, he got a bunch more police officers, started making like a community. A big reason why there's so many police officers that walk around in New York City now is because of Rudy Giuliani's old policies. So they're safer now. Now Brooklyn is a bunch of hipsters, bro. Dirty Brooklyn.
Exactly. Right. It's a whole different thing now. Now it's just, you know, everybody's just chilling, drinking coffee and shit. And
so besides womanizing and getting robbed at trade stations, I'm just kidding. When'd you become a coach? Like, what kind of made you? Because you worked for a while. You were in the obviously in the job market. Became an entrepreneur later. It's a very successful entrepreneur, by the way. Right. But yeah, like, how'd you get into the coaching?
Yeah, no, so before I started coaching, I was working in an after-school program doing visual and media arts with kids. So like I used to work in this place in Harlem called Truce, and it's part of this company called the Harlem Children's Zone. So I used to work with them, and I would do like videos and visual arts with the kids. And also I was rapping back in the day. So I used to do like mixtapes and shit. And I was trying to be a rapper at the time. And then what happened was I actually got offered a record deal 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And then it was, I think twice was these 2 independent labels. Another one was, I forgot which label the other one was. I think it was 3 independent labels, but it didn't pan out because something happened with the money, and it was just like a bunch of BS that happened at that point. But I'm actually glad it didn't work out, because I was like, I'm glad, I was like, who knows what would have happened if that should have went down. But and then I didn't really like the industry, because I was in situations with let's say I met certain people who weren't good people. I'll say that. You feel what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, this industry shit is weird. I was like, these people's weirdos. But anyway, so I was like, after I was doing that, I actually started working in the gym, and I was doing like concierge stuff, just part-time stuff, whatever. So I was really always working part-time and always working on something behind the scenes, trying to figure out a way to have my own thing. So then me and my dude Miles was talking, and we was talking about, what is something that you can do that's good besides rapping. And then I thought about, I was like, hey, I can get girls, I can talk to women. And then that turned into, hey, I can like teach guys how to make this happen. And then so I was like, let me just try this stuff. So I just went on YouTube for the first time. I put out 6 videos in one day. And it was like, I remember the first videos I put out was something like how to get a girl back to your place when you first meet her, how to kiss a girl on the first date, or, when you first meet a girl, stuff like that. And then so when I put it out, and this was in 2008, and when I put it out, I think within the weekend, each of the videos had at least like 8 to 10,000 views or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I had my email address on the videos. I was like, if you have any questions, email me. So I was getting a lot of emails. I was like, oh shit, you know, people want to know this stuff. So then that's when as soon as I saw that, that's when I started taking it seriously. And I started like to continue to do it more. You feel what I'm saying? So
got you. And shout out to the club with the $4.99 super chat. My guys,
shout out to my dude. It's popping.
The club, man. Guys, go sub to his YouTube channel, the club. He puts out content on you know, how to deal with chicks, all of this stuff. He putting out some good work. So definitely gonna bring him on, and we're gonna collab again. But nah, good dude. Yo, club, professor, they're probably gonna mod you up here in a second. If not, so you're good. What was I gonna say? So another thing too, you mentioned about the music industry, because a lot of people don't know that you used to be a musician. And back when you were in the game, like record labels had a lot of power over artists, because you needed a label to put out music. Like this independent thing is new, like that artists like are independent or put out their own music thanks to SoundCloud and the internet. But before, if you didn't have a record deal, you weren't getting put out, because you would never be able to have the money to push your own CD. You know what I mean? The only people that were doing independent joints were like actually established artists that had a record deal before, and then they were able to use their own platform to sell, you know, independent. Like Dipset, I remember they were independent for a while after they, you know, did the thing with Rockefeller and they went back on. So yeah, man.
Yeah, it was crazy. And there's a lot of the thing with me that turned me off about the music business was, from my experience in it, was there was I hate when people talk shit. Like they say, oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and they never do it. It's like, I don't like fake people, like people that just talk. And that's the thing, especially with New York niggas. People in New York, I'm telling you, they
yapping up.
They talk a lot of stuff. You understand? Like I remember I was listening to one of my boys. This is cat. He's a rapper. His name is Lavwire. He had this song, and one of the parts of the song, the dude said, "You talking all this fly shit? When are you gonna land?" You see what I'm saying? Like when are we gonna do the stuff you talking about? And so it was a bunch of like talking, running around. So I was like, man, ain't nobody real about this stuff. So I started putting out mixtapes and stuff on my own, and that's what caught the attention of certain people. And then, you know, around that time, I did a reality show. This was back in 2007, 2008, called I Love New York, which was like the highest rated cable show in history at the time. And so when I did that, I also put out like some mixtapes and stuff, and that's when more people was checking out my stuff online or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
People didn't know that you've been on TV before, and
I've been on TV a bunch of times.
You got a blue check, bro. I'd be writing Instagram right now. Hey, give me a blue check, man. I was on.
Yeah, I was on I Love New York. I was on this other reality show called Switched Up on ABC Family Network. I was on another show called Big Sexy, about these like these plus size model ladies. They had me in the scene where I was you know, I was talking to these women or whatever. Like the producers put me in that joint to just spit some game or whatever. I was on Fox News twice. Anderson Cooper's show. You know, I did a little cameo thing on there. Just a bunch of different stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you could probably get verified, man. Like honestly, like yeah, for like a big.
I was on the Tyra Banks show once. You know what I'm saying? Like all
getting on TV is like, if you get on TV, that's a way to get verified, and we all know what a blue check does for girls, which we're gonna get into that here shortly, guys. I know you guys are waiting. Like, yo, we don't care about the music, we just want the girls, man.
Right. Like, so, what about the bitches, man?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care about Locario's music career. We want the chick, bro.
Right.
So, yeah. Okay. Cool, man. So then you always work. You were basically, you know, you're working jobs, which you always had in your head. I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. I'm working on this. I'm working on that, which is very interesting, bro. Because a lot of people don't have that mindset, man. They kind of just go to work to collect the check, and then they're kind of mad at their situation and they accept it. Whereas you were, you know, doing these jobs with a goal in mind, like, yo, I'm just doing this to fund my other project that's going to get me away from this, which I think a lot of guys need to apply that mindset, because a lot of guys are stuck at dead-end jobs. They want to, you know, they want financial freedom, whatever it may be. And the thing is that they buy a bunch of, instead of assets, they buy a bunch of liabilities. You know what I'm saying? And it keeps them. And then when you have liabilities, it's going to force you to continue to work at that job you hate to maintain something that you don't necessarily really need. And I think that, you know, a lot of people have that mindset of being a consumer, man. So I like the fact that like you literally worked for the sole purpose of becoming free. And then once you're able to do it, now you're on your own. You're doing really well. Obviously, the Bad Boy membership is doing well. Game Kings just came out. He just released a documentary as well, which we'll talk about that a little later. But yeah, man. So, okay, we're gonna get into it because I know everyone's here is like, this is what they wanted. They want the game. And before we get into it, we got Ahmed M. Sarafi with the $10 support. I guess that's a super sticker. Thank you so much, Ahmed. I appreciate it. Shukran if you speak Arabic. So for the guys in here, so we're going to break down the different types of game, and then we're going to talk about what Locario does in New York, how to run it in New York, and then we're going to talk about game overall, and we're going to obviously open up the phone lines and everything down the road. So obviously, as you guys know, there's like 5 types of game, right? You got your night game, day game, online dating, social circle game, and then like social media game. So, and I'm sure you guys know what all of those are, but those are the top five types of games. So, Locario, do you in particular, do you run all 5 of those in New York City, and how do you kind of go about maneuvering in the marketplace out there?
Yeah, the thing is, what happens is I think the least one that I do usually is day game. That's the one I do the least. And not for any particular reason. I'm just too busy in the day. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like working and shit. So I'll utilize a lot of night game. I think night game is the best to me. That's my personal favorite. So I use night game, and so the things I use most is night game and online game. Online dating, whatever. And then after that, I'll probably use social media, social circle, and then day game. You feel what I'm saying? But the thing is, each one of those things has its separate sort of way that you have to do it in order to be successful at each. You see what I'm saying? Because all of it requires you to understand the dynamics within each part of what you're doing. So for example, like with night game, there's going to be certain things that you can do easier to make something happen with a woman as far as having sex with her that night versus day game. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's so many different logistical things that's going to cause one situation to need a certain type of energy that you're going to put towards it versus the other thing. You see what I'm saying? So it depends on what you're doing. You got to figure out what's the best course of action for this type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
Feel you. We got the $5 super chat from Chris Pog. Shout out to the fellas, some of the best smooth talkers in the game. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's here in Miami. He's actually gonna be helping us out when we finally get our studio built, which is gonna be soon, guys. Don't worry, for the Fresh and Fit podcast. And Steph is warm. Thank you for letting me know. I changed the Patreon. I spelled I forgot the T. That's a hilarious name, by the way. But anyway, so okay, so you run night game. So I'm the same way here in Miami, dude. I like doing night game as well. I mean, it's the hardest for the guys in here that aren't aware. Night game, you're going out to a club, a bar, whatever it may be, and you're talking to women at a night game venue where typically alcohol is served. Which the positive on it is that it's a target-rich environment. It's going to be the highest concentration of attractive women in one place where they're social and more open to speaking to you. Right. But the negative is there are so many distractions. And quite frankly, a lot of chicks go out more to get attention than to actually like.
Right. Exactly.
So a night game, and Locario, you could tell me what you think about this. What I do when I'm running night game is I meet a chick and I'll just like see if she's available, like based off her body language or whatever. And if she's not, I immediately move on. Like I don't even sit there and talk to her. Shout out to Alan Roger Kerr. We talked about this. No free attention. I'm not out here talking to her trying to build a chick from like 0 interest to like 100. It's a waste of time. So I'll just go to another girl that I feel is more reciprocating the attraction a little bit. Do you run it like that too, or do you like game it, stay in set, work it out, or do you like, nah, I'm kicking her to the curb too? Right.
No, I'm kind of pretty much the same way. But this is what I like. What I'll do is I'm always looking for the woman first who has who's showing initial interest in me, meaning not waiting for choosing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I approach the girl, right? And I'm seeing if her interest is already from the jump high. You understand? Because it's going to show me whether or not I need to continue or I can just like keep it moving. But what I usually do is with night game is that I look for, and this is what you got to find, but this is rare. It's not rare, but it doesn't happen as much. But I usually like to find the girl who is there by herself. Now that's you're gonna find this, and it's rare that you'll find this, but it happens.
Yeah.
So even so I remember I was at
man. Class is in session. Lacara's about to preface this because I could already tell when he makes that face and he does this. He's
right. I'm about to go in because
class is in session.
Right. Because this is the thing,
bro.
If you find a girl who's by herself, right, and sometimes you might not know until a little later on, but if you find a girl who's by herself, that girl is definitely looking to hook up that night. 99% chance. You understand what I'm saying? Usually women won't go out by themselves. They'll go out with their girlfriends, they'll go out with groups of people. So if a woman goes out by herself, she's looking to mingle, to talk to somebody, to make something happen. I shit you not. I would say like 98, 99% of the time when I've met a woman by herself, it was on. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is what will happen. She'll come in, she'll go get a drink, and she'll just sort of stand there and look around and just kind of like keep to herself. Then she's waiting for a guy to come and approach and talk. Right now, if you're the guy who comes and approach and you got game and you know how to talk to a woman, you're in. You understand what I'm saying? Because now she's gonna want to latch on to you for a minute because she's like, damn, okay, I hit the jackpot by talking to this guy because he's interesting, he's attractive. So now I'm more willing and ready to take him home. I've actually been in situations where I talked about this before. I met this one girl. I was at an event. The girl literally just came into the event, just walked in the door. We were standing. I caught her right as she came into the door. We're talking at the door. And then we walked right back out. So she didn't even get to fully come into the place. So we're just talking for 15 minutes. And then she's like, hey, do you want to come back to my place? And I said, cool. And then we bounced. You see what I'm saying? And it was because she was by herself. So the girls who are by themselves, easiest. Now, the thing also is that you're going to find a lot of women who aren't by themselves. They go in groups of 2, 3, whatever. So as far as the night game is concerned, like you said, I'm looking for women who are available in the sense of, let's say I talk to a group of 3 women or 2 women or whatever. And I'm looking to see, okay, is any of these girls, right, available to be able to fuck with me that night? You feel what I'm saying? If that's not the case, I'll just try to exchange numbers with the girl and then move on to the next girl. You see what I'm saying? But the thing that I do though is this is the best situation. If you find a group of girls and they're all hot, you understand what I'm saying? Like, let's say you find a group of 3 girls and they're all 7, 8s, 9s, and 10s, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? It don't matter which one you get. You understand? But you want to get one of them because you might say, let's say there's girl A, girl B, and girl C. You might think girl A is the most attractive, and you're like, damn, I want girl A. But girl B and C is cute too. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to hone in on girl A, because if you hone in on girl A without getting information, you most likely fuck it up with girl B and C if girl A isn't available. So let's say girl A has a boyfriend, right? I need to find out if girl A is available before I actually go in on girl A to let her know I'm trying to make it happen. So
bro, yo, real quick, you got to rewind, bro. Guys, you guys got to get on the Bad Boy membership, right?
I'm telling you, I'm about to.
Really giving you guys. I didn't even think he was going to give all this right now, bro. I'm kind of mad. Like, we look terrible, bro. Okay, keep going. Like, guys, you got to understand what he's talking about. He's literally saying, like, yo, I approached the group. They're all attractive, but I'm not going to telegraph interest to any of them until I figure out which one is sexually available. Bro, that is
right. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing is, sometimes what I would do is this. I would like, in for example, what I'm trying to see is who's available. I'm trying to see which one has a boyfriend and which one doesn't have a boyfriend. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the thing. If a girl has a boyfriend and she's with her friends, even if she wanted to do something with me, she probably couldn't because she don't want to look like a slut in front of her friends and she knows that she can't really you see what I mean? So it's already a wrap for her. So now let's say I got girl A, girl B, and girl C, right? So what I would do is I'd approach them. Hey, ladies, how y'all doing? What's going on with y'all tonight? Blah, blah, blah. Your name? My name's Locario. What's your name? Cool. And then so I would say something to the effect of I remember I was talking to these 3 girls once, and I said, yo, I bet I can tell which one of y'all has a boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. So now I'm like, okay, is definitely girl A, and they're like, oh, why do you think she has a boyfriend? Blah, blah, blah. So now I say, okay, which one of y'all really has a boyfriend? So then girl A and girl C both have boyfriends, but girl B is single. So now I'm gonna go after girl B. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they're all cute, but I'm not. But if I would went just straight to girl A and tried to get with girl A, it's gonna be damn near impossible for me to just jump over to girl B because she's gonna be like, how the fuck you trying to, you're just trying to get with my friend. You see what I'm saying? And so what I would do is, for example, if I find out girl B is single, I'll be like, oh my God, listen, I'm so glad you don't got a man because I was really checking you out the whole time. And I'm telling her this when she's away from her friends. So I say, hey, girl B, I'm gonna come up. Let me borrow you for a second. Come over here. I'm gonna go over here real quick. And then while I'm with her, I'll be like, listen, I was actually hoping you didn't have a man because I was extremely attracted to you. Like your friends are cute too, but there was something about you. You see what I'm saying? So now, you know what I mean? So that's how you are able to make that happen. But this is the thing where you guys have to, this is where game comes in. This is what I'm saying, where game is important because you need to be able to understand the social dynamics in order to make the best decisions to get the maximum result. You see what I'm saying?
Bro.
That's what it is.
Yo, honestly, guys, that was just
perfect.
Because here's the thing, man. I just got to run that back because we got a bunch of new viewers that just came in. Guys, we're breaking down Night Game right now, okay? And then we're going to get into specifics with New York City.
Right.
You guys are getting what you wanted. Well, look, you see a group of girls that's hot, right? I got to analytically break this down for guys so they understand. When you see a group of girls that's attractive, right? You don't make a direct approach at any of them. You just approach the entire group and all of them. Because you don't want to telegraph interest because you don't know where any of them stand romantically.
Exactly.
1,000%. Because if a chick is out with her friends, she's actually going to be more of a prude when she deals with you because regardless of what you guys think, girls care a lot about what their friends say and they never want to be called sluts. So she's gonna, sell that purity. I'm a good girl, whatever, when she's with her friends. So the only thing you could do really is size up the group, figure out which one is single, and he does it cleverly by saying, I bet one of you has a girlfriend, playing a game because women are
right. They like all that shit.
Yeah, because when you toy around with women and you make it playful, one thing I do when a chick is making shit awkward for me, I'll just hey, let's thumb wrestle. I'll just take her hand and thumb wrestle, and then boom. And you use a playful thing like that, and it destroys the tension. So what he's doing is, like we say all the time, guys, dealing with women is sales. So he's handling, and guys with good game handle objections before they even come up.
Exactly.
So he's addressing the entire group, social, it shows social IQ. Then it gives a playful test. Obviously, the girls are going to say, oh, I have a boyfriend, whatever. Or better yet, oh, no, we're all single. Ha, ha, ha. We're partying. Right. So now when he makes a move later, he's already dealt with that boyfriend objection. You know what I'm saying? So that's just great, dude, man. We got a couple.
You got to do it quick, too, because you want to find out quickly so you don't waste time. Because imagine you talking to 3 girls and they all got boyfriends. And you ain't find out till an hour later. Now you wasted an hour talking to 3 girls who ain't going to do nothing because they got boyfriends.
Yeah. Your free attention and just... You're done, bro. You wasted all the time, and then she's gonna be like, "Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb?" We got a couple super chats here. Fred's per CEO, my man, right here. We're gonna do a show tonight on Locario's channel, by the way. 10 p.m. It's gonna be called the End the Game podcast. We're gonna do it weekly for you guys. You guys are about to get some heat from the New York and the 305 combined. It's patreon.com/freshfit. Shout out to Locario on the panel. Then we got Cody A. Too much value is giving out freely. Much respect to these men. Yeah, I didn't think Locario was going to go this hard.
I'm about to give out all the game right now.
We got Chris Von Erich here. $10 for that story alone. Great stuff, Myron and Locario. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. With the super chat. So that's how you run night. So that's a great tip right there. Because a lot of guys are terrified to open up groups of women. If that's a big reason why guys do night game and they're like, oh, there's 5 of them. I don't know what to do. And honestly, if you go up to a group and you address them like that, it's actually going to be easier to figure out what's going on. And then you can, and when you open up the group, you could pull the girl that you actually like, be like, hey, I'm going to steal her for a second. Okay, cool. And then boom, you go take her to the bar to get a drink with her or whatever it may be. And you could start talking. So
what's funny? I find funny. I was on a date with this chick and I know you talk about Future a lot. I saw Future as I was walking. I was in Manhattan on 14th Street. And I was walking with the chick, and the chick I was with was bad as shit. Yeah. And Future was walking into this other spot with his boys. So I saw Future checking out the chick I was with. So he was looking at us, and I'm like, oh shit, that's Future. And so the girl, she saw him, And then I was like, yo, you saw Future? And then she was trying to be respectful. She was like, who's Future? I don't know who that is. I was like, bitch, shut up. You know who the fuck is
yeah, bro. You know,
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always?
I was like, if I was not here, you'd be all up on Future right now.
Oh, yeah. Facts, bro. Facts, man. You know what I'm saying? Girls love clout, man.
Right.
All right. So that's a technique right there, guys, for opening sets. Night game. So Locario, running, and I'll give my little experience real quick on New York City, and then I'm going to just turn it to you so you can put people on. So my thing, New York City is actually one of my least favorite places to game for night game, and the reason why, and you correct me if I'm, and I'll correct me if I'm wrong, but this is why I personally like. I think Miami is superior to New York City. What I noticed about New York City when you're running night game there, especially, it's a very pay for play type city, and what I mean by that is that New York City is a very status driven city because obviously you got some of the most wealthy people, true money, real money. They live in New York City. So the only all the hottest girls go to exclusive spots, you know, where like the high rollers, etc. are at. Like in Miami, you can go to a dive bar and still see baddies.
Right.
And New York City doesn't work like that. If you go to a dive bar, you're going to see a bunch of dudes. There's not going to be that many women. The women always go to like top clubs like One Oak, Bounce, Mr. Purple, etc. Places that typically, if you're a dude, they're going to want you to come in and get a table or buy a bottle, whatever it may be. Right. So that's the only way you're going to get access to hot women in New York City, at least from what I've seen. I mean, you live there. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've noticed. What's your strategy kind of when you go out at night in New York? What kind of spots do you hit?
Yeah, well, that's partially true. The thing is, though, is that what you need to do is you gotta have a connect because there's a dude that I know. I actually should get him on the live stream once, but he's a promoter and stuff. So usually when I go out, like if I go out to different spots, I'll usually run into him just randomly, like, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, me and this guy, we cool. When I see him, it's all love, whatever. But this dude, he knows so many people at different spots. So he'll be like, yo, we gonna go over to such and such. And we don't even stand in the line. We just walk straight in because he go up to the bouncer. Oh, what's up, bro? Blah, blah, blah. We walk right in. You feel what I'm saying? Don't pay nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And so, but you're right. There's a lot of places where they have the high concentration of hot joints, like a lot of in the meatpacking district. A lot of them sort of like near like Chelsea area and all those things where you know, at a certain time, it's like, okay, you got to give up some bread to get in. You feel what I'm saying? Just to get in the spot. You understand? Now, if you know certain spots, you can get it for free, but it's one of those things where you're going to have to wait online for like a fucking long time and shit. And, you know, so you probably could be standing online for like 45 minutes or whatever. Now, the good thing about New York is that if it's nice outside, people are still outside. So you could literally just be on the street hollering at chicks and make something happen. You know what I'm saying? But
true, yeah.
Right. But the thing is that sometimes it's a little bit more, I won't say easier, but it's a little bit more you get more access when you're able to get inside a certain place. You understand what I'm saying? Because even though you could talk to girls on the street, the girls are on their way to the places. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So a lot of them not just standing around chilling, they're on their way to different places. So if you go to the places that they're at and they're stationary at the places, then it's easier to do what you got to do and then pull them out the place and take them home and do whatever you need to do. You see what I'm saying? But what I would say to guys is, and this is a very important thing when it comes to, you know, night game, day game, stuff like that, when you're actually approaching women and trying to make something happen. And I'm sure you already know this, Myron, is that
educate the people, man. Right.
You have to go somewhere mentally to be able to prepare to deal with talking to these women and do it successfully. So what I mean is this: if you're the type of guy who is extremely sensitive, you got a big ego, you know what I'm saying? Like you get offended quickly, you're not going to be successful going out here hollering at these chicks at night or a day or whatever. Because trust me, there's women out there who they're going to be extremely bitchy, rude, nasty, and fucked up towards you. You understand what I'm saying? Like straight up and down. Like I remember, and it's like shit that you probably feel embarrassed if you're kind of like, you know, thin skin. Like I remember I was at a spot, right? And it was one of these spots where the only way to get up to the place is you have to go in the elevator, right? So me and my boy was leaving the spot, and it was like time when shit was winding down. So we're in the elevator, and it's a big ass elevator. It's probably like 20 people could fit in this elevator. So me, him, and 20 other people, and there's this girl who comes in the elevator, bad joint. She's like 10, right? So so she's tall. She's like she got to be at least 6'7", like a tall chick.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes in the elevator. The elevator is quiet as shit, right? Mm-hmm. So I look at her and I say, "Yo," I say, "Damn, you are tall as hell," right? So she looks at me and she says, "Well, you're average as hell." And then the whole elevator says, "Oh, she played." You know what I'm saying? Like,
God, bro. Yeah. Yeah. That's facts, bro. Like guys in major cities, man, like you got to understand, like women aren't going to be friendly like in Texas and Oklahoma and all these other spots, bro. Like New York City, the girls are rude. Miami, the girls are rude here too.
Yeah.
Like definitely, like major chicks in major cities, like they just have low patience. So yeah, you can't have thin skin dealing with these women.
Man, I've been in situations where I approach a girl and the chick she just like, you know, like I had this one chick like curse at me. I was like, just curse me out. Like I was like, "Yo, what's up? How you?" She's like, "Leave me the fuck alone. Get out my way." I'm like, "God damn, like what the fuck is wrong with you?" You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, bro,
you got to be able to deal with that and keep it moving, because most guys, that'll happen to them and that'll ruin their whole fucking night. They'll be like, "I'm done." You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, "I'm never talking to women ever again. I'm just gonna wait for choosing signals." And so that's what'll happen. So all I'm saying is that you have to be mentally prepared to deal with that, and also you have to be able to be prepared to have the energy to deal with talking with women. Because if you're doing this right, meaning you're interacting with women, up in the numbers, going and talking to different girls, that shit is fun, but it's still a lot of energy and work you're putting in. Because right. To be able to, like, for example, the other day when I was in Orlando with my dude Miles, we was out there and he was hollering at this chick, and it was a girl. She had a friend, so I had to occupy the friend the whole time while he's talking to the chick. And I wasn't really that interested in the friend, but I'm just talking to her just to, you know, to occupy the time. But so you need to be able to have enough social skills to be able to do that, so that your boy could get his shit off with the other girl. You see what I'm saying? Because if I didn't know how to talk to the girl, then she would have been bothering her friend, and then Miles wouldn't have been able to do what he needs to do. You see what I mean?
And let's talk about that real quick, the importance of a wingman. And yeah, you're 100% right. I forgot to mention that. Like New York City, if you don't have the money, then you got to know people. Like if you're going to get into exclusive spots, you got to know somebody, or you got to be ready to pay big bread, which don't worry, guys, we're going to give you guys the venues you need to hit when you're in New York City.
Right.
But the thing is that what a wingman is so important, bro, because like what I've learned is I've actually lost chicks by having dudes with me that didn't know what they were doing. Because like if you have a guy with you and he's not socially calibrated or he's weird or anything like that, no matter how tight your game is, that girl's going to assume that you're just like him, and she's going to be like, no. Or let's say you're doing well with your girl, but your friend is like messing up with the other chick. The other chick is going to want to leave because she's going to drag her friend with her because she doesn't want to be dealing with your friend anymore because he's being weird. So like you're better off sometimes going out alone than going out with a guy that like doesn't know how to deal with chicks or is like simping or any of this other stuff, because then he's going to make you look stupid too. So that's real critical to have a good wingman. So what do you suggest, Locario, as far as like if a guy's going to go to New York City and party, where should he go? Well, obviously once the beer bug dies down, or where can guys game chicks right now with the beer bug going on?
Right. I mean, the thing is, I would say definitely Manhattan, and Astoria. So those two places, Astoria and Queens. Okay. Yeah. So Astoria has crazy bad joints out in Astoria. But I'll start with Manhattan first, and I would say Lower Manhattan and meatpacking district is where usually the hottest girls are going to be. You understand? And so there's certain spots, like there's a spot called Lebain that dudes need to check out. That's on like 14th and like 10th. And the cool part about Lebain is like on 14th, like 14th and 10th Avenue, and right across the street there is a hotel that you can pay hourly to be in. So it's like $30 or some shit. It's called the Liberty Inn. So you pay like $30 an hour or something like that, I think it is. So imagine you go to Lebain, you pick up a chick, and then you say, yo, let's go to the spot across the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get it popping. And I found out about that hotel from a chick. A chick bought me there the first time. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know this was this shit. So you know what I'm saying? So that's a dope spot. Also there's a place called 235th, which is a rooftop joint. That joint is hot. So on 235th Avenue. There's another spot called, I think it's called Magic Hour. That's a new spot on like 37th and 7th. Yeah, there's a lot of good spots. And then if you go to Lower East Side, there's a place called Beauty in Essex. That's dope. Where there's bad chicks there. Where else? There's another place. There's another spot. It's more like a dive bar type of joint called Pianos, but they be having some dope chicks in
dive bar. You can actually have some hot chicks there. Because like when I hit New York City and I hit dive bars, bro, it's always a sausage fest. I'm like,
well, that's the thing. It depends on the night you go to, because sometimes sometimes it be either be a sausage fest or like a bunch of goofy looking chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's very like at least from my experience in New York City, you're gonna night game there. Like you got to go to a spot that's higher end. That has some kind of paywall, because then that's where you're not going to deal with as many dudes, and you're going to have the more attractive girls. Like Mr. Purple is a pretty good spot.
Right, yeah.
Bar in New York City. They're gonna want you. You can either get there early or get a table, but like it's one of the nicest spots, because like rooftop bars aren't like are they like, I don't feel like there's that many in New York. Like in Miami, it's all over the place, but that there it's not like as often. But I feel like in New York City. But what else? Okay, so. Those are some spots. And then you did you mention anywhere in Astoria that you wanted to go over? Like how
Astoria, actually, the thing is, I haven't really been to too many bars in Astoria. I'm just saying Astoria, period. If you like literally you just walk in that area, it's like the women, you see how like you say Miami has the baddest chicks? I feel like Astoria has the baddest chicks in New York.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Like if you go to, like it's ridiculous. You understand what I'm saying? It's ridiculous because like you have chicks that'll come to Manhattan, but what I'm saying is you have women who live in Astoria that's there all the time. You understand what I'm saying? If you go in that area, so Astoria is on point.
And we got Harry here co-signing with the $4.99 super chat. I'm from Astoria, Lebain, and Standard are sick. Locario knows his stuff. Listen up, fellas, in NYC. Yeah, man, that's fact. And so you mentioned, Locario, that you don't do so. Okay, anything you want to touch on night game before we move to day game?
Yeah, I'll just say as far as night game, try to make sure that you pull in the chick that night. I think a lot of dudes focus too much on numbers. Getting numbers should be after you can't pull her that night. You understand what I'm saying? So if she's with her friends and she ain't gonna try to leave her friends, okay, let me get your number. I'll hit you up later. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that. But you always want to pull that night. So that's the point of screening for night game. It's like because the nighttime lends itself to those sexual situations.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So this is why when you go out to the bars, to the clubs, to the events, whatever, you're looking to see the women who have high interest, who are showing that they have that sexual interest in you while you're flirting with them, and being able to figure out the logistics so that you can actually make something happen, because logistics is very important. It's because there's times where I've met women where I remember I met this bad chick, but she was from out of town. She was leaving the next day, but she was staying with two of her friends at the hotel, and it was just like a bunch of bullshit. And I was like, yeah, this ain't even gonna work out. So I just was like, look, next time you come into the city, just holler at me. I was like, this ain't even gonna pop off. And one of her friends was, super cock blocking type of chick. So I was like, that's done. So then I just quickly moved on from her talk to another girl, and then the other girl's logistics was on point. She was like, "Oh," I said, "Where you staying at?" She's like, "Oh, I live 2 blocks down this way." I said, "What? Okay," you know what I'm saying? Like
That was easy.
Yeah, man. Like, yo, you got like, bro. Every time I hear you talk about like, you know, the importance of like, you know, screening out time wasters, bro. When you guys go out at night, man, like, there's 2 routes that you can take. There's 2 strategies. Okay, when you guys run night game, right? Get out your pencils. But you can either A, number collect, which you're gonna deal with a lot of this.
Psych! That's the wrong number.
You know what I'm saying? Or B, you can go out and do what me and Locario are telling you guys to do, where you're screening out chicks that are available and chicks that aren't available. Because if you go out and number collect, that's okay, because you're going to get a lot of leads. And obviously, at the end of the day, anyway, going on dates is how you're going to have the highest return on investment as far as like, you know, getting your numbers up. However, when a chick meets you at night and she gets a number from you, she's not going to respect that interaction that much. She just ain't. So like girls, if you get 10 numbers, let's say you get 10 numbers. Of those 10 numbers, maybe 6 are going to respond. Of those 6 that respond, maybe 2 or 3 will agree to meet up with you. Of the 2 or 3 that agree to meet up with you, maybe 1 will meet up with you. You know what I'm saying? And the others like flake, or like she'll reschedule or something like that. So like the thing with number collecting, you know, you should only do that when you know you can't make something happen that night. But I think personally, you should be trying to pull every single time you go out at night. I agree with you 1,000%, Locario, because number collecting in 2020, girls just like, here's the thing. Okay, if you want to do number collecting, like there's a way that it could work, and I'll talk about you. I want you to lend what your opinion on this too, Locario. If you're doing number collect, you're gonna have to get comfortable making your interactions with chicks a little bit longer. And the reason why is because for her to take that number seriously, meeting you from night game, she's gonna have to invest. So like you're gonna have to interact with her and kind of like run more. You're gonna have to run more cerebral game and get her to truly invest in you. Then when you number close, she's actually gonna value it. Because I always tell guys, the way a woman meets you is more important than meeting you. Hold up. Like, you know, like if you don't like meet her in a context that's attractive, she's not gonna take the interaction seriously. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think, Locario, about that as far as like if guys are gonna number collect? Yeah,
because that's the thing. A lot of guys, what they'll do is as I even wrote this in my first book when I was talking about I have this book called The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men, and I was saying that, you know, something to the effect of you can get a girl's number, but a lot of times it doesn't really mean anything if there's no emotion attached to the situation. So the thing is that like if she doesn't really like you like that or anything, it's just like, because I remember I used to watch videos on YouTube where dudes would just walk up to girls and be like, "Hey, give me your number," and the girl would give them the number, and I'm like, "So," you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? And so what happens is that if you were interacting with a woman and the interaction was good and she had fun with you, and then y'all exchange numbers, and then when you hit her up, she's like, "Oh yeah, that guy was cool," and let's see what's going down. But again, that's still in the realm of a woman looking at it. Or I would say this is 2 different things going on. You want to really screen to find the girls who are sexually attracted to you, who want to have sex with you quickly.
Yeah, facts.
That's the top thing. Right now, you might exchange numbers with a girl who she thinks you're all right. You understand? Like she's not like super sexually attracted to you, but she's not totally unattracted to you. So therefore, you can exchange numbers. She thinks you're cool, and she might meet up with you, go on a date, whatever. But when you're out doing night game, what you're looking for and what you're screening for is the women who are the most sexually attracted to you. So it's sex first, everything else later. So this is why I say you got to pull first, and then if you can't pull, then you can do the number shit. Then you can say let's exchange numbers and do all that other stuff later. And see that's the key that you got to understand. And also, you want to be able to move fast. And I try to explain this to guys, and I don't understand why guys don't get this. They be trying to wait 20 days to text the girl and all. No, you want to move fast. So even if you get the girl's number, hit her ass up tomorrow.
Yes.
Like, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. When are you free? Right? And then you want to try to set up something quickly. So like, let's say you met the girl Friday night. You understand what I'm saying? And you hit her up Saturday and you say, yo, what you doing tonight? You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you're not available tonight, okay, cool. How about Sunday? You know what I'm saying? Like you want to get as close as possible to when you met to y'all meeting up again as quickly as possible. because you want to keep the momentum up. You want to make sure, because again, the longer you take, the more likely it's going to fizzle out, and the more likely nothing's going to happen.
Facts, man. 1000%. I always tell guys, yo, you got to close the lead. As soon as you get the lead, you got to close it immediately, because time kills all deals and sex is sex. That's just the reality. Like, the thing is, guys, the days of waiting 2 weeks to be high value, those days are done, man. Like, girls are inundated with attention now. So, like, you have to change your dating strategy where instead of, like, trying to fake high value, you got to close leads fast, because this is why we teach you guys to close leads fast. The reason why it is critical to close leads quickly is because you're going to quickly discern women that really like you versus attention whores. Hold up.
Thanks.
The reason why you need to close leads so quickly, me and Locario harp on this, is because you will be able to discern women that like you versus women that are just seeking attention very quickly. Chicks that are just looking for attention aren't going to meet up with you. They're going to just give you one-word responses. You're going to be chasing after her. You know what I mean? On some like Flintstone stuff, and you're going to just look like a clown. So you got to always close the lead quick. And the thing is that, you know, when it's hot, you got to work the lead when it's hot. You know what I mean? Because she's going to forget about you in a couple of days, because like some of you guys need to look at like a woman's phone to like really understand, like, as soon as they open up their phone, dude, they're getting slapped with dicks. You know what I'm saying? So like, you really got to close the leads quick, right? Man. So that's facts. So like, and I'll say this, because I know some guys are going to want an application. I'll give you guys a scenario so you understand. Let's say you run a night game one day, right? And you're with a chick. She's bad. She likes you. She's reciprocating. You guys are escalating, whatever, right? But she tells you, oh, I'm the designated driver. I got 4 of my friends with me. One's puking in the bathroom. Another one is arguing with her boyfriend on the phone. And we live an hour away. Some guys would actually still try to sit there and set and try to close that, because they're like, yo, she's into me, even though logistics are terrible, whatever. Whereas like a smart guy is going to realize, okay, she's into me. I'm going to number close this and move on. Because if you sit there with her, right, longer, like, number one, you're going to lose other leads. And then number two, she already likes you and you've already built the attraction. So if at this point, all you could do is mess it up.
Exactly.
So,
right.
I always say, like, you know, whatever you tell a woman can be used against you in the court of womanese. So like, you know, sometimes less is more. So if you just move on because the logistics are terrible, get her number, and you would have been better off. But a lot of guys that are inexperienced women, they'll actually sit there and set and try to close that. And that's actually a big mistake. So I think it's really important. I agree with you 1,000%. Like, you guys need to go in on a scale. Who's DTF to get pulled right now? They get prioritized. And then everything else is like setting up dates later, getting phone numbers. But like, don't put too much stake in phone numbers in 2020. We got quarantine. The God, y'all snapping. Hey, thanks for the support, bro. Yeah, you guys are getting a lot of free game right now, man. Like,
I want to go in with y'all because, and also too, real quick, I want you guys to understand when you're talking to these women, what you're trying to find out is, one, that she's sexually attracted to you, and two, is the logistics right? You understand what I'm saying? That's the two main things you want to focus on. And what happens is that your actions and things you're saying and you're doing should be pertain to that type of situation. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm talking, because a lot of guys will be like, I don't know what to say to a girl, I don't know what to do, whatever, right? Part of my conversation is, so you know, like, where are you from? Where do you live? Who do you live with? You understand what I'm saying? You see what I mean? Because let's say I'm at a spot, but my place is like a half an hour away. She might live in the neighborhood. She might live down the block by herself. You feel what I'm saying? So now that I know that, I'm like, oh, cool. She lives by herself down the block. That's what's up. Now I'm as I'm talking to her, I'm flirting with her. I'm seeing that she's sexually attracted to me. She's flirting back. So now I'm like, cool. This chick is sexually into me, and she lives down the block. That's the perfect situation right there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because what will happen is sometimes the girl will say to you, hey, do you want to come back to my place? Or sometimes you might say, yo, let's go back to your place and do such and such and such. And then she'll, you know what I mean? But if you don't know the logistics, and on top of that, if you don't know that she's sexually attracted to you, you're wasting your time. You see what I mean? Bro.
As soon as I meet a girl, one of the first things I ask her is, where are you from? And what are your, like, I'll ask her, like, oh, if she says, oh, I'm here out of town visiting, I'm like, where are you staying? Oh, right. Miami Beach. Oh, cool. Like, you know, did they jip you out of your money? Which hotel did you stay at? I hope it's not on the drive. You know what I mean? But in reality, I'm kind of just like Locario said before, you're asking questions in a playful manner to generate conversation. But what you're really doing is you're collecting information.
Exactly. And the girl just thinking you having a conversation, but you're like, You know what I'm saying?
You're really like
intel. You know, it's like
you're like scheming, and you have to do this though, because if you don't not overtly, but if you don't deliberately collect this information, you're gonna get punished for it later because you didn't figure out where she's actually at, whatever. And I think a lot of guys make the mistake where they just have boring platonic conversation with a girl because they don't want to offend her. And then they don't find that stuff out later. And then she tells you finally, oh, yeah, no, we actually drove an hour and a half away and I'm the designated driver. And you're like, oh, and then you just wasted, whatever amount of time dealing with her and it's not even worth it. So 255 live watchers, man. Let's get the likes up, guys, and show some support here. So Locario, I guess because we'll move on to day game real quick. Because I know you said you don't do it, which I agree. I don't really do day game either. Like if I'm going out about my day, like yesterday I met like this really cute girl at CVS, I'll start a conversation, but like I don't go like where I like block out 4 hours of the day and do approach. Right. I know some guys do that. It is a viable solution, right. But you don't do it yourself, right? At all?
No, I do. I do it sometimes, but I think I'll say that's the least one that because I used to do that more when I was younger. But now that I'm like more busy, I was like, I'm doing more stuff during the day. But day game is interesting because there's so many different dynamics that goes with that. When you meet women in the day, a lot of times they're not expecting it, which is a good thing sometimes because what happens is it's outside the realm of expectation, which makes it more unique and interesting. You understand? So it's like, oh, this guy. We just randomly, and if she's interested in talking to you, then you can make it happen. But a lot of times what's going to happen is that most of the time with day game, it's just a setup for you to see her later. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning you're not necessarily in a lot of cases going to be able to like pull like you do on night game, because night game, it's specifically for the girl. She's out there looking for some D to make it happen now. Day game, what happens is you might be at a Starbucks meeting a girl randomly. You might just meet a girl at a park randomly, and she's most likely on her way to do something. You see what I'm saying? So she might be on a break from work. So she's got to go back to work in like 45 minutes. Or she might be on her way to work. She might be doing some type of thing that because it's in the middle of the day, she probably already has prior plans. So what happens is that when you approach girls in a day, the best thing to do is or mostly what you're going to do most of the time is you're going to have to just get the number and exchange numbers and try to see her later. Now, let me give you guys some advanced game though. Hold on. Hey, right? Here we go. Let me give you this advanced game. This
session, baby.
Right? So, and I talk about this actually a little bit in my program on the Bad Boy membership called Same Day Late. So you guys make sure you're on the Bad Boy membership. So if you're doing day game, right? And again, it's still the same thing with gathering information, with logistics or whatever. So if you're talking to a girl, you ask her, oh, what are you doing today? Right? So this is if you want to be able to either smash the girl that day or that night or whatever, or within that day. So you ask her, what are you up to today? Now, the girl might be like, oh, I'm on my way to work. I got to do this. I got to do that. So if she's busy, then it's like, okay, cool. Well, listen, here's my information. Let's exchange information. I'll hit you up later. That's whatever. Now, if you run into a girl and you're like, hey, what are you up to today? She's like, oh, nothing. It's my day off. I'm just kind of like chilling and blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. So let's say you met this girl in the street at a park. So you say, okay, cool. Well, you'd be like, yo, you like coffee? She'd be like, yeah, I like coffee. All right, let's go to Starbucks real quick and get some coffee. So now you're on an instant date. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so because she has time and she don't really got nowhere to go, you're basically on a date with her right now at Starbucks, getting coffee or whatever like that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, and I actually saw, I forgot who I saw this with. It might have been Todd V or somebody that works with Todd V, where the dude was talking about, well, when he goes to Starbucks, he'll get a large coffee for both of them, right? Or at least a large coffee for him. Because what it does is that the large coffee indicates we're going to spend more time. You understand what I'm saying? Because we got coffee, right? You know what I'm saying? So while you're having that coffee, again, what you're doing is that you're figuring out the logistics. So you say, oh, so where are you from? Where do you live at? I'm from here, blah blah blah. So you sort of get to know her, flirting with her, doing all this other stuff. So just like how you would do on a regular first date, right? Now, if in the event she has nothing else to do that day and you don't have anything else to do that day and y'all are getting along and y'all flirting and the sexual tension is all on point, and let's say y'all start making out, y'all kissing, then you can pull her and be like, yo, listen, I don't want this to end right here. I think we should go back to my place. Now, what happens is because the girl is already in that sexual heightened state, she will most likely go with you because she's already hung out with you. She's interested in the situation and she'll make it happen. But you can do this only if the logistics are right and she has nothing to do, which usually doesn't happen in most cases. But if it does, you can do that. Now, another thing you can do is if you meet a girl during the day, but let's say she doesn't have time right now to hang out with you, but you still want to get with the shit fast. What you do is you say, let's say you met a girl at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon, in the park, at Starbucks, in the street, whatever, right? So you say to her, oh, what are you up to today? She's like, oh, I got to go to work or I'm on my way back to work. You understand? Or whatever, from her lunch break. So then you say, well, what are you doing tonight? And she's like, oh, I don't, nothing really. Well, listen, let's exchange numbers. I'm going to text you in an hour and I'm going to tell you where we should meet tonight. You understand what I'm saying? So you're planning a date with her for tonight and you just met her today. You see what I'm saying? So what you're doing is that you're able to, because you don't have the time now to chill with her, you just set it for tonight. Now, again, the reason why you're setting it for tonight, again, like I said, you always want to make shit happen fast. So the faster you can make shit happen, the better. You always want to be thinking, what's the quickest I can get to see this woman again? You see what I'm saying? And so that's why you always want to make it happen. So if you can't do it now, do it later, but try to make later as quick as possible. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
And we got Coach EO in the chat, the $9.99 super chat masterclass in session. Salute, gentlemen. Hey, Coach EO, thank you, bro, for the support. I'm gonna bring you on the show too. Me and him were talking offline. Definitely gonna have him on the show. Another experienced guy I think he's in Chicago. And then Lance Rivera with the $10 super chat. 2 professors schooling us on the game. Fire, yeah, bro. I mean, Locario going hard. He kind of making me look bad on my own show. You
got to give him all the game. You got to give him all.
Nah, man. I mean, obviously, there's a reason why you're one of the most successful coaches. You've been doing this for a while. And like, guys, I agree 1,000%, man. Like, time kills all deals. And especially in today's, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story about how I lost a girl to Lil Wayne. And this is why you got to close deals quickly, because you meet a girl on Monday, bro, she might meet a higher value guy than you Tuesday, and then you had made plans for her Wednesday, and basically she flakes. So I meet this girl, baddie, blondie, about 5'10", blonde hair, blue eyes, my favorite thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my Aryan princess, JK. Anyway, but the point is that I met her at the club, a very high-end club here, because like I told you guys, the highest-end clubs typically in any major city are going to get the hottest girls. I think it was either Live or Story, which is like the top 2 clubs in Miami. So I was there, meet this chick, boom, number exchange, everything, we talk, it's good. Hey, let's meet for a drink. Cool, I'm down, whatever. Bro, so the next, I think it was either the next day or the day after that, I'm like trying to get the logistics set up, and she's being flaky. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. It is what it is. So, but out of curiosity, I go look at her Instagram, right? And I see that she's literally doing a DM exchange with Lil Wayne. She put screenshots of herself talking with him. And I looked at the account. It was really him. It was Lil Tanucci, whatever it is he goes by now. Or this like a year or two ago. And long story short, she put it at the end of the text thread. He was like, hey, lock me in. And he gave her his number. And she was like, bet, something like that. And she put the screenshots on her Instagram story. And I was like, well, that highest bidder wins when you deal with chicks, man. And obviously this is a very exaggerated version of what can happen to you. You get your girl taken by a rapper. But the point I'm trying to make, well, she ain't my girl, she for the streets. But you guys get the point. Like a chick that you had wanted to make plans with, especially when you live in a major city, guys, these are the type of men you're competing with, especially when you're dealing with the most attractive women. So you have to close quickly, because a better bid might come along and she's going to go with that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another chick, baddie, I met, cold approach or whatever. She just moved to Miami, and I set the date with her immediately. I was able to close. Now, check this out. And I kicked this girl to the curb after this. She did like a bartending gig Labor Day weekend, and she had just moved here. So I noticed after she had done that bartending gig, she was being less receptive on text messages after we had already we had a good interaction, everything like that. She was all about it. We're going to meet up again, everything. Right. After she did this bartending gig, she started acting like different, you know what I'm saying? And the moral of the story is this. She probably met, I saw her story. She was partying, doing all this stuff. When girls get in circles like that, they meet really high value guys, celebrities, whatever it may be. So it's a matter of time until the higher bidder comes. So this is why it's so important. If I had met her a day or two later, before she like did this bartending gig or whatever, met all these people, I might have not been able to close her or get her out on a date. But since I did it so quickly, I was able to close, and then boom, I'm good. But like I tell you guys, girls ride highs and lows, and they're meeting new guys every single day, man. And it just takes one dude that's higher value than you for her to go with the highest bidder. So that's why you got to close, man, because you never know what until you see a girl's phone, you're not going to realize the depth of the options they truly have.
Right.
So yeah, no, that's definitely some good game right there. So okay, we went over day game. Let's go over online dating real quick, because I know and we got 270 live viewers right now, man. Guys, get the like buttons up. Make sure to subscribe to Locario, subscribe to me, follow us on Instagram. Locario, your thing is Real Mr. Locario, right?
Yeah, at Real Mr. Locario. Yeah, that's
Real Mr. Locario, bro. We'll get into some online dating. So what's your views on online dating? Obviously, with the beer bug going on right now, it's pretty much the main sourcing method for most men.
I always tell guys, man, with online dating, you got to know what you're doing, because if you don't, it's going to be a huge waste of time, and that's gonna suck, because you're missing out on a lot of women. You understand what I'm saying? You're missing out on a lot of women if you're not online dating. You feel what I'm saying? And so the thing with online dating though is that it's, you need to know how to market yourself, right? To be the most attractive you could be. That's the problem with a lot of guys. They don't know how to market themselves online. Online dating is the equivalent, and this is what you guys got to understand. This is why I tell guys, you got to take some professional pictures.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Your pictures got to. I tell dudes, you should have, for example, there was a guy that showed me his Tinder profile, right? This motherfucker, he had a picture of himself with a pimple right on his cheek.
Oh God.
I said, bro, I said, why is that picture there? And I said, first of all, if you were going to use this picture, Photoshop the pimple out, bro. That's not really part of your, that's just there temporarily. Why would you put a picture? You see what I mean? So dudes don't know how to market themselves to look the best. Just like when you look at a picture of if you look at a picture of a Big Mac cheeseburger on McDonald's, you know how to dress it up and make it look real nice. But when you get, you know what I'm saying? You gotta market yourself the same way. You have to make yourself look the best you can, the best. You feel what I mean? And so once you're able to do that with your pictures, because that's most of it, right? Then you got to work on your profile and what you're saying in there. Now, what dudes got to understand is that the pictures are the most important part. What's funny is some women don't even look at the profile. You understand? If they don't even like your pictures, they're not even looking at what you're saying. And sometimes they won't even look at what you're saying, period, because they like the picture so much. They're like, oh, this guy, he's attractive. I like the way he looks and all that other stuff, right? Now, what guys will say is, oh, well, that just means it's all about looks and all that other stuff. No, it's not just about looks. It's about the look, meaning that you look like a guy who knows how to get women. You look like a guy who has shit going on. You look like a guy who has a fun lifestyle. You look like a guy who's attractive. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes a woman want to deal with you. Because look, the way that we look at pictures online, we look at a chick, oh, she's hot, she looks good, I want to smash, whatever. Women, they're looking at you from different angles. They're looking at you and saying, yeah, he's cute, but he seems like he's boring. Yeah, he looks good, but he looks like he's an asshole. You understand? Like all these different things they're taking into account, with your pictures. You see what I'm saying? And so you have to understand that based off of you making it the most attractive it could be, that's going to give you the results. Now, the thing that you got to do to pull off of online, first, if you don't have your pictures right and your bio right, then it don't even matter. What I'm saying is not going to matter because you ain't going to get matches and nothing's going to really pop off for you. But let's say you got your pictures right, you got your bio right, your profile is on point. Once you start getting matches, right, what you have to understand is that online is a massive, massive numbers game. You understand what I'm saying? Massive numbers game. Massive numbers game. So the thing is that if you're not able to understand that you're gonna have to spend some time on it, right? You're not gonna have success, because this is what's gonna happen. Let's say you match with 50 women, right? Out of those 50 women, you might meet 3. You understand what I'm saying? You might just meet 3 out of the 50 women. You see what I'm saying? And so what you got to understand is that in order for you to get maximum success on online dating, you have to do a lot of swiping. You have to do a lot of messaging. But to maximize your results to where you don't put in a lot of energy, you should already have copy and pasted first messages to these women. You understand what I'm saying? And some people are like, oh, no, you should. No. I'm telling you from experience, copy and paste. But you want to make it look like it's not copy and paste. You understand what I'm saying? So you can have a thing where you insert the girl's name in it or whatever it is. But you got to have a few copy and paste joints. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of women online are attention whores. So
wait, hold on. Whoa. Locario, please tell them one more time what girls are on online dating apps, man. They need
on online dating are attention whores, meaning there's women who have accounts who literally just have accounts to match with guys and talk to them. They ain't trying to meet nobody. You understand what I'm saying? And if they do actually meet a guy, it'll probably be like 1 out of 10,000 they'll meet, because they're just attracted to that guy for whatever reason. But there's a lot of women who are attention whores. So what you do is when you send that first copy and paste message, what'll happen is that you won't get a response from the ones who are attention whores. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I should say. You won't get a response from the one who are attention whores if your copy and paste message is about meeting up, which is what I suggest guys to do. So I should say that first. So what I tell guys is that your first message should be about y'all meeting up. So on online dating, you want to get to the point as quickly as possible. No hello, no hey, what's up, no how's it going, none of that shit. It should be about you and the person getting together. Now I'll read you. I'm gonna read you guys my copy and paste message real quick.
Free game right now, man. Guys, get the lights up.
Now this is something that I would say sometimes. I used to say. Let me try to find my stuff. Now, also, I will say this. Your copy and paste message needs to be specific to you. So I'm saying I use mine specific to me because of who I am. So I'm in an open relationship, got a wife, got a girlfriend, all that other stuff, right? So I'll read out exactly what I write in my copy and paste message. So I say, hey, so I match with a girl and I'll say this to her. I say, hey, so when me and you get together and get a drink, will this be the first time you're going on a date with a guy who's non-monogamous? You understand what I'm saying? So now I did a few things in that one message. I'm reminding her that I'm non-monogamous, and I'm also saying, hey, when we get together and get a drink, is this going to be, you said, so I'm already implanting the idea of us getting together to make something happen. So she's like, oh no, I've been with a non-monogamous guy. Cool. So when are you free this weekend? Or what day you free this week? So I'm already talking about getting a drink. Everything that you say on the messages needs to be a conversation about y'all getting together from the first message. So if she messages you first and she says hi or how's it going? Oh, my day's great. Anyway, so what are you up to this Friday? We should get together and get a drink. Straight to the point of getting together, hooking up, getting a drink, going on a date. It has to be that. I'm telling you guys, if you do not do that, you're going to waste a lot of time because you're going to go back and forth with a lot of women who are never going to try to meet you. You understand what I'm saying?
I got it, man. I too much game was dropped there, bro. Like, and I gotta let me, because I know some guys are trying to figure out, like, why would you send that? Whatever. I'm gonna break it down for you guys real quick, man. I'm gonna translate that the game and knees in there to English. So, like, for the guys that don't know, Locario has a girlfriend and a wife. Okay, so that's what he means when he's non-monogamous. So when he sends that message, and what you've noticed also, I'm sure, Locario, is that when you match with chicks, they don't even read your profile because they like. Girls won't even, if your pictures are good enough, they won't even read your profile a lot of the time. The time the girl reads your profile is if she's actually going to meet you guys. You understand? Right. So what Locario does is, and he wears a wedding ring, right? Because he's married and he has a girlfriend, but he still dates other women. So a lot of girls, like I tell you, you guys got to understand this with women in general, and especially online dating. Women have so many options online dating that they're looking for any reason to disqualify you. Like chicks are always looking to disqualify men online dating in general. So what he does is he handles that objection immediately, draws attention to the thing that might get him, rejected. And then on top of that, what you guys don't realize is him saying, I'm not monogamous. He's covertly inserting pre-selection, man.
Right.
Because the thing is this, like, I always say the strongest attraction trigger for women is pre-selection more than everything else. Because if you can have the status, the money, everything like that. But if other women want you, that is why Dan Blazarian gets so many women, because they see him with bad chicks. And the thing is that women have like this, this secret code with each other where if they see an attractive girl with a guy, it's basically a cosign, and she's going to be more open to dealing with that dude because women are the weaker gender, like physically. So they can't outpower a man. So really they need, that's why their spidey senses are so strong, because they need to be able to detect low value from a man when they deal with them off rip, because they need to know, is this a flight, a fight or flight type situation. And, so they defer to other females' opinions on men. This is why when you're with chicks, you're going to get way more love if you approach a chick, because other women are co-signing you. Women are hive-minded creatures. They need the tribe to agree to do something for them to do it, versus like a guy. If you see a hot chick, you don't need your boy's validation to be like, oh yeah, she's hot, you should do it. But women do. This is why like a lot of time you'll meet a chick, she's hot, she's with her friend. If her friend tells her something like, oh, he's a jerk, or whatever it may be, there's a good chance that she's not going to want to mess with you just based off she doesn't want to be ostracized from her friend, despite the fact that she likes you. That's how important it is for women to feel accepted and not be rejected, because this goes back thousands of years. Like for women, if they get ostracized from the tribe, they're dead, bro. They can't fight a mammoth and get some food for themselves. They need a male to protect and provision for them. It's hardwired in them. So they always defer to other people's opinions on you. Unfortunately, this is why a cock block friend ruins it for you. This is why it's so important to have to pre-selection, etc. So that message right there infers higher status alone by the fact that he isn't monogamous and his girls or his wife allow it, because most guys can't get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's breaking that whole thing down is awesome.
And also, this is what I want to tell guys is that, look, on an online site, what you want to do is that when you're sending the message, when you're sending that first message, that copy and paste message, what you need in the message is that it needs to indicate what you're trying to do and what you're trying to make happen with the girl. So, for example, because some guys will say, well, because I always get this question all the time. Guys will be like, how do you get to girls, because online to hook up? I just want to hook up. I don't want to go on a bunch of dates and blah, 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 right? Now, again, it's how you phrase what you're saying and what you're doing in that first message to make it to where you'll get the girls who actually want to hook up with you and make something happen respond to you based off of what you said. So, for example, let's say you match with a girl on Tinder, right? You send her a copy and paste message. The first message would be something like, I'm just coming up with something right now. You can say something like, hey, I swiped right on you because I thought you was really attractive. The thing is, though, I'm really busy and don't have a lot of time to date, but I want to get to know you. So let me know when you're free so we can get on FaceTime and talk, right? Now, notice if you said something like that, what you did is that you basically let the girl know that you're interested in her, that you want to actually interact with her, but you don't have a lot of time to date because you're busy, but let's talk on FaceTime. So now when you get her on FaceTime, now you say, listen, when you're free and, I'm going to order some food, you should come by and you understand what I'm saying? So you're getting her to your house and you're letting her know you want to hook up because you already said that initially in your first message. So your first message already indicated, I'm not trying to really go on dates. I'm attracted to you, but I want to get to, and I want to interact with you so we can make something happen. You see what I mean? So you made all that within one message. So now all that needs to happen is the girls who actually are wanting to make it happen with you will respond to that and engage with you with that. Now, what's going to happen is this. Some girls are just not going to respond because they're going to see that and be like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. And which is good because now you got to waste time with them. Two, you're going to have attention whores who are going to respond to that, who are going to try to get you to have a long conversation with them on the app or try to, turn your attention to some other shit. You just don't respond to their ask.
She'll say some BS like, "Can we talk on here more?"
Exactly, right. And you're just like, not very good, and you just keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's a telltale sign.
Is, oh, hey, what's up? I'm free, tomorrow to speak or tonight. You understand what I'm saying? You're like, all right, cool. Here's my number. Y'all exchange numbers. You do the FaceTime. You set up a time for it to come through. You see what I mean? So what you're doing is that with that first message, you're getting to the point already about y'all doing what you want to do. The problem with a lot of guys is you match with a girl. You say, hey, what's up? She's like, hey, how's it going? You're like, oh, I'm good. You're like, how's your day? And you got like 10 messages already. You didn't even talk about shit. And now what's going to happen is that she's going to fall off if she was actually interested in you, because you ain't trying to set nothing up. And if she's an attention whore, she's just going to keep talking back and forth to you until she gets bored, and then nothing's going to happen. You see what I mean? So
the reason, guys, with the dating apps, man, like the reason why you need to set it up immediately and get her off the app or set up a date is because as soon as a girl opens up her dating app, once again, guys, smacked with cocks, man. So you need to quickly get her off the app or set the date, because the thing is, when girls open up their dating apps, they're not on it long, because a lot of chicks get overwhelmed when they open it up. So because if a girl swipes right, it's automatic match. They know that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be tactful and know that and understand, okay, I need to get this girl off the app so that she can't siphon off free attention from me. And if a girl ever tells you some stuff like, oh, can we talk on here more? Or I don't give my number or anything like that, you already know off rip that she's a time waster. Because like if a chick really likes you, she's not going to take any steps to ruin the chances of possibly meeting you. So what that tells you off rip, you should have your radars going off like, yep, this girl's an attention whore, off rip. So let's hear with the $4.99 super chat. What would you two suggest on how to get men more comfy talking to women? Everyone speaks on approaching, but verbal delivery not too successful. And I got the phone lines open, by the way, guys, as well. So we're gonna start taking questions here. I mean, we can go over. Did you want to go over social media game stuff real quick, or no?
Yeah, we could do all that. We could do whatever.
Okay. So let me get the phone line. It's up right now, guys. The number is 515-605-9740. Phone lines are definitely up with Blog Talk Radio. And then also, let me put up this other one so you guys have the number. Yeah, that's the number right there, guys. 515-605-9740. To answer Merciless's question, yeah, dude, you got to get out there and approach. But Locario, what do you think?
As far as like, what's the question again? He said, how do you?
Yeah, the question is basically, what would you two suggest on how to get more men comfy talking to women? Everyone speaks on approaching, but verbal delivery not too successful.
Right. Well, yeah. Like you said, it's something that develops over time as you do it. Like, for example, like myself and Myron and some other content creators. Well, the reason why we're able to do 2-hour live streams and just go off rent is because it's second nature to us. Like I could literally, like someone could come up to me and say, hey, I want you to speak for 2 hours on getting girls to be interested in you. And they could be like, we need you to do this in 10, get on stage in 10 minutes. I could literally talk for 2 hours just like that with no preparation, nothing, because I've been doing it for so long that it's easy for me to have the subjects in my mind, talk about what I'm doing, go into it, and go back and forth. And that's because it's the practice that I've had over time doing that. So the same thing happens with women. When I'm talking to women, I'm not thinking about what to say. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm in a conversation, it flows naturally. It's like it comes out, because there's times where I've said things to girls and I was like, oh shit, that was some smooth ass shit I just said. And then I would save it for later. I'll be like, I need to remember to say that another time. You know what I'm saying? But it just came out just like that. And so I'm like, if I'm in another situation where this type of thing I just said is applicable to that, I could use that. But it's like, because I've been doing it for so long, your mind's going to work a certain way to make, something come out in your actions and your words naturally. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, Merciless, it just comes down to practice, man. Like it's gotten to a point now where when I talk with girls, I've already established a pattern of things that they're going to ask me or tell me or whatever, and I already have answers ready. So like if a girl asks me some stupid stuff like, who are you gonna vote for in the election, which is obviously you should never answer that, because no matter what you say, it's gonna be
Right.
I'll say something like, I don't answer questions without an attorney present, or that's classified, or I don't negotiate with terrorists. I'll say one of those three. Or if she'll say like, is that your pickup line? I'll be like, yeah, you're number 1,251. I tried on my grandma earlier, but it was kind of awkward, so I'm doing it now. Something like that, you know, and you'll just start having like, you'll just be able to like, because here's the thing, as you become better and better at just having responses ready to go and just like dealing with women and being comfortable, you're going to be more attractive because it's going to be natural, because girls can read when you're nervous. And then on top of that, more importantly, when you're not thinking about what you have to say so much, like trying hard to like formulate something to come back, you're able to assess other things about her that's going to make your ability to lead the date better. So for example, like if I got my verbal stuff kind of just like automatic almost, I can observe her body language and see things where, hey, she's into me. Like, okay, I can make a move here, whatever. So it helps me escalate faster because I have other stuff kind of going on in autopilot, so I can focus on things that actually do require my attention. Looking at her body language, seeing how she moves, looking at how she observes her phone, all these things, so I can kind of make an accurate assessment about her. Like, for example, I see we show up on a date, she puts her phone face down and it's buzzing all the time. All right, well, I already know now.
She belongs to the streets.
But I'm able to assess that while I'm answering her questions, or while I'm talking with her. I'm actually not answering questions, but like while I'm asking her questions and we're just having a conversation, whatever it may be. So you're just going to become better and better as you practice more and more, go on more and more dates. Like you're going to take some L's, you know what I mean? Like you're going to have to do that. But the good thing is you're going to learn a lot when you do it. And the only way to learn it is through trial by experience, man. And we got a couple callers on the line already. So real quick, before I get to the callers, because we talked about obviously day game, night game, online dating. And online dating, guys, obviously you want to use Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. Chispa is good if you live in a city that has a lot of Hispanic people. Those
Happening is all right. That's a good one. That's a decent one. Happening is HAPPN. That's another site you guys can check out.
Oh, I never even heard of that one. See, I'm even learning, guys. So yeah, no, those are some good ones. And then the last thing I was gonna say. All right, so social media and social circle, real quick. Social circle, guys, I mean, it's good. It's a great way to game, because the thing is that you're going to have obviously higher perceived status if you're in good social circles. But I think what guys got to understand is that you shouldn't like rely on it for your main sourcing, because if you run on social circle game only, this is basically your coworkers, your friends, people that you know. If you make an error or you do low value behavior with the women, they're going to talk, and then that's going to mess you up with other chicks. So like circle game, I think social circle game actually is the one time where you actually don't want to close fast. You actually
right. That's real talk. You know what I'm saying?
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and social circle game, the thing is too, if you do a social circle game, the best thing for you got to have a bigger social circle. Meaning that you still have to, the way to maximize that is that you have to have multiple different social circles too, which is gonna make it better. So like, yeah, you have people you know over here, but then you have the people you know over here, they have the people you know over there. So you have multiple social circles working at the same time, so that you're able to maximize the amount of women that you can also interact with and deal with based off of that. Because if you just rely on social circle game, but you only have one social circle, like you're just like, oh, I only know these group of people and that's it. Let's say you meet a girl through that, and then that's the only girl you're meeting, and then it's, you know what I'm saying, if it don't work out in that situation, it's a wrap, and then you're just kind of stuck there with nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that if you're doing social circle, you want to maximize it by having multiple social circles. You see what I mean?
Facts, man. Yeah. So like, basically, guys, with social circle game, it's a little bit of a longer game, and you can understand that there's consequences if you mess up. So you got to move tactfully. And honestly, bro, like with social circle game, if you're cold approaching enough and you're sourcing enough, you don't even got to use like social circle really. Like you can use social circle with your cold approach. You can bring out chicks that you know, right, that you work with or whatever, and use them to help you with your cold approach. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're working on a volume with cold approach and online dating, you don't even need to really rely on social circle. And let's keep it real. That's how most guys meet their girlfriends, a social circle. I met her in school. I met her through a friend. I met her through my cousin, whatever it may be. That's how most guys meet women. But when you're going out and you're cold approaching these chicks, you don't need to rely on social circle. And then you got social media, which also is an excellent way to source. But you got to have your joint optimized to like use it as like a real like lead source. Like my boy Fresh Prince CEO, he uses Instagram pretty much as his main sourcing tool. But like it's like a top tier Instagram. Like if you have your Instagram's got to be, if you're going to use it to source women, it's got to be like in the top 5 percentile. So you got to have good pictures. You got to show a certain lifestyle, all these things. You know, I call it like a thought trap. So, you know, with social media. But me personally, I think for all guys, you guys got to get out there and cold approach. Because the thing is, when you cold approach, it's going to teach you fundamentals of being more attractive and talking with women in general, like that verbal game Locario was talking about, where he could talk for 2 hours and it doesn't matter.
Right.
When you learn how to do that, then everything else kind of builds upon that ability. Because when you go on the dates, guys, I hate to say it, like you're going to have to probably carry the date from like a conversational standpoint, everything like that, especially if you're going out with like young hot chicks, like a lot of girls are bimbos, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to keep it 100, like, you know, and they're not going to be able to identify with you. So you're going to have to, you have more life experience. You're the leader. You're the man. You're going to have to kind of generate the conversation and be inquisitive. Cool. Anything else you want to touch on that before I hit the first caller?
I'm not. You go to callers.
Okay. All right. So we got 404 on the line. I'm going to bring you on right now. 404, you're on the line with Myron Gaines and Locario on the Gaines podcast. Welcome.
Hey, man. What's up?
What's up, dude? How are you?
Nothing much, man. Hey, I'm just here. I'm actually one of your youngest subscribers. I'm actually only 17 years old, by the way.
Oh, damn.
But yeah, but what I'm here to say though is just that, see, like, every time when I look into the red pill and such, I see that it's all about women and such, you know? And I just want to make sure, because you guys say that red pill is not just about women, it's about your outlook on life. But I just want to make sure, like, is red pill really, like, because, like, all I see about it so far is just about women and such, you know? And I'm just trying to see here, like, is red pill really just about women, or is it really more than that, you know? If you get what I'm saying.
So he's asking, is red pill just about women?
Yeah, that's what he's asking. Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. I think you don't. This is the thing. Don't necessarily worry about the actual label of red pill. You know what I'm saying? Just if you're getting information and it's about women and it's teaching you about women so that it'll help you navigate and deal with women, then you just focus on that. So don't worry about what it's about, but just focus on what is being said and if it's going to help you. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, people have different definitions of what red pill is, what blue pill is, what an alpha male is, what a beta male, you know, it's like all these different things, but just focus on the actual information. You see what I'm saying? And seeing if it works for you or not. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You just got to take like a critical lens and apply it to life, where you're basically questioning everything. You know what I mean? And you don't just blindly follow.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That's really what it's about. And the thing is that, you know, obviously we apply it to women because, you know, the women is the easiest one to apply it to, because let's keep it 100. Like, you've been lied to about how women really operate for years, right? Like
yeah,
you know, women are not sugar and spice and everything nice. They're humans just like us, and they're not angels. So the thing is that society kind of props women up to be like, you know, they're invincible, basically. Like, nothing is wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is they're human just like us, and they make mistakes as well. And when you feel unflattering truths about them, kind of like, you know, because here's the thing: the things that make a man attractive to a woman are unflattering. You know, could you imagine if Oprah went on TV or Dr. Phil or one of these simps and said, "Hey, you got to ignore chicks. You got to make them comply to you. You got to, like, you know, make sure that you're leading them. You got to have a strong masculine frame. You can't over-validate her. You know what I mean? She's got to earn your attention and respect." Bro, they would be out of business in a day, because the thing is that even though these are politically incorrect things to say, they are very true about how women on a primal sense may select with men. They don't want guys that treat them like they're better than them, because women want a guy that's better than them. So you need to act that way and move as such. So, like, don't look at pills, bro, because that's going to make you, you know what I mean? You're a young guy. Like, you don't need to be looking at it from like, oh, red pill, this. Just understand this. It's all about getting the truth and figuring out how to navigate now that you have the truth. You know, I mean, Locario always says the truth is inside you. And that's really what you should always be doing, is you got to be looking for the truth and navigate accordingly. You know, you don't want to be navigating based off of false ideals that don't serve you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, man, it does, man. Hey, man, thank you, man. I'm like, just thank you for, like, know what you do. Because I'm 17, I know that right now there's just no point in me trying to go out and get some girls because, I have like no value right now. Like I'm only 17. I'm just like an average guy.
Nah, bro. No. Don't use that as an excuse, bro. You can definitely go out and
No value now.
yeah.
Like I value up, man.
No,
Before I go
bro.
out and
Yo.
fight with girls,
Yo. Listen, dude. Don't use that as an excuse to not get out there and talk to chicks, bro. You're probably in high school. Go ahead and hit on some girls and make sure you got someone for prom, bro. Don't be one of these losers. So
Right.
get over. Like, no, bro, you can still talk to girls, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take your L's now when you're young, just don't get anybody pregnant. But yeah, dude, you're 17, you're probably still in high school or you're going to start college. Like, get out there and talk to women. You're going to learn this stuff through experience because you don't feel like one of these dorks like, oh, I'm going to go MGTOW for like 10 years. Then you get back in the marketplace and like this awareness is useless if you don't apply it. You know what I'm saying? Say it again.
And on top of that, you young. So right now, it's good for you to actually go out and talk to women and make things happen with them. So you'll learn. So by the time you friggin' 25, you understand you're gonna be ahead of the game than most other people. You see what I'm saying? So definitely don't think that you can't do anything now. Do it now. You know what I mean?
I know, like I get it, but I'm just wondering, like, should I really focus on these females right now, or should I just focus on myself, try to build my own value up?
Do both, man.
Right. Well, this is the thing. You focus on females is still focusing on yourself. That's what guys don't understand. Because when you're dealing with women, you learn about yourself through dealing with women because you're going to be dealing with women anyway, unless you're going to never have sex with a woman or never be in a relationship or never interact with women. You're going to do that anyway if you want to get with girls. So it's not a thing where it's like somebody saying, well, I'm just going to focus on myself and not focus on working out and going to the gym and eating right. Working out and going to the gym and eating right is going to help you. You see what I'm saying? That's still part of the game. You see what I mean? And dealing with women is part of the game. So don't do it to where don't think about it as like, oh, I'm just going to focus on these other things and ignore women and then just jump into dealing with women whenever. It's like, no, because when you try to jump into it, you're not going to know what you're doing. So it's better for you to do that now so that in 10 years when you're 27, you know more about dealing with women versus saying, well, I'm going to work on all this stuff and then jump into it when I'm 27 and you're not going to know what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? Which is going to take you longer to get used to doing stuff. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I do, man. Hey, man, thank you guys. I'm not trying to, hog up the freaking phone lines anymore. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate what you guys doing. So take care, all right, guys.
No worries, man. No worries. Yeah, dude. So definitely, man. Thank God that you figured this stuff out when you're young. So call in next time and thank you for calling in, bro. Okay. So all right, we're hitting the 141 mark here. So we've been going on for a bit here. Guys, tonight, 10 p.m., we are going to go live on Mr. Locario's channel. It's called the In the Game podcast. Me, Locario, my boy Fresh Prince CEO, who's an Instagram expert with getting chicks, and Miles in the Game. We're gonna do the show at 10 p.m. tonight on Locario's channel. It's gonna be lit. Locario, where can they find you, man?
Yeah, guys, you can always find me at badboymembership.com. That is the site you want to be on so that you guys can check out the Game Kings documentary. That shit is fire. You can check it out now by joining the Bad Boy Membership. Go to badboymembership.com. Also, hit me up on Instagram at Real Mr. Locario. You can check me out there. And also make sure you go to MrLocario.com. You can get all my books, DVD programs, and all that other good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, guys, definitely get on the Bad Boy Membership. And then the Game Kings documentary, where can they get that?
Yeah, well, right now you can only get it at Bad Boy Membership. And it's going to be available for, everyone to get on November 27th, which is Black Friday. So on Black Friday, you can just, buy the documentary itself. But if you want to watch it now, you have to join the Bad Boy Membership. And you go to badboymembership.com. So you join it, you get on the membership page, and you can watch it right there. You feel what I'm saying?
Boom. So, guys, with that said, you can find me, patreon.com/freshfit. That's where me and Fresh Prince are going to start putting out the behind-the-scenes content that we can't put on YouTube, not safe. But make sure you guys tune in tonight at 10 p.m. on Mr. Locario's channel. We're going to go over, game with Miami and New York City. It's going to be great. You guys are going to love it. And we're going to be keep dropping that knowledge. We'll catch you guys next week. Actually, no, Fresh and Fit podcast Tuesday, 6 p.m. And then Thursday, 6 p.m. My channel, CEO Lifestyle channel. And we'll catch you guys next week, as always, on the Gains Podcast, Mondays at 1 p.m. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Peace.